right. Start it up here, hope. Looks like, hello Joel. Looks like we are live on Twitch right now, but I'm not sure about anywhere else. So let me just double check this.
We're live everywhere, you just don't know about it.
True. True, always being watched. Okay, it looks like we're live. I'm not sure why this is not showing me that we're live, but that's okay. We're clearly live. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Autoblog live stream. My name's Eric. I am the multimedia producer here at Autoblog. I'm joined by Joel, our news editor. How are you?
Doing all right.
It's been a little while since you've been on the stream.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I'm excited to do this. For anybody who watched last week, Tuesday, you'll know that kind of in the middle of the stream, we recorded an extra little video thing called Hot Lap Hot Takes. We're going to be doing that again today with Joel. My question to you, Joel, is do you want to just go ahead and start out with that, or you want to warm up a little bit first?
Let's do it.
Let's just do it. All right.
Just do it.
Do it. All right. So then let me get you set up here, and then I'll do the little intro spiel for the video.
It's just dawning on me, like the Shia LaBeouf, like, just do it meme is so old now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
it is.
It's just hitting me all of a sudden. I was like, oh man, I'm old. Like, I keep referencing that meme. It's like it's not even remotely fresh anymore.
Yeah, but it's a classic.
It's a really good one though.
It's a classic. All right, there you go. Give me 1 second to do an intro real quick. All right. For anybody watching the live stream. Oh, actually, also before we start this, I need to put this stream on the Autoblog homepage. I knew I was forgetting something. There's so many things to do with now we're streaming on. For anybody watching, depending on where you're streaming, we are now streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. So there's a lot going on here. And we're recording Hot Lap Hot Takes, so. All right.
Is this the car that John used?
No, so
okay,
I'm gonna be doing yeah, all right, everyone, welcome to Hot Lap Hot Takes. I'm your host, Eric. I'm the multimedia producer here at Autoblog. What this is every week we're going to be doing this with an Autoblog editor. Today we're joined by Joel Stocksdale, our news editor. Basically what we're going to be doing is Joel is going to be doing one lap around the Nürburgring in Forza Motorsport 7 while we pretty much just chat about the automotive news of the past week, get any of Joel's hot takes, and on top of that, we're going to see if Joel can set a new record. We're keeping the times for everyone who does a lap. For instance, the reigning champ is John Snyder last week in the WRX STI Fast and Furious edition. He completed the lap in 12 minutes, 5.841 seconds. So that is your goal. The only rules are you can use whatever car you want, but no rewinds. That's the only rule. And then other than that, Joel is going to pick his car, and we're gonna have some fun with this. Got lots of good stuff to talk about this week. For anybody who's watching, if you're at all into cars, you know what went down. We will indeed talk about it.
Sorry, I'm definitely thinking far too much.
No. Take your time. Take your time. I will. I'll cut the car selection part out of the video. No big deal.
We have two of the Veloster and they appear to be
Identical?
except one is plus 50 something.
Thank you for that, John. Is this better?
How's that? Is that better? Okay, I actually really like that title, Crap Lap Crap Takes.
Crap Lap Crap Takes?
I really like that.
Yeah, we'll change the title of John's. Okay, are you good to go?
I think so.
Okay, so we're good to go. We're going with the 2009, what is this, Veloster N Turbo or something?
Yeah, Hyundai Veloster N.
All right. Just go to it. So I'm very excited to... Everybody watching this is probably going to know the big news that happened this past week was Bronco.
Wait, there was Bronco news?
What?
I didn't notice.
But I do want to get your thoughts on a few other things before we drive into Bronco in case it takes us to the end. But we will be getting to Bronco, so don't worry, anybody watching. Let's start that race. All right, so before we get to the Bronco, I would say perhaps an even bigger car reveal happened in the past week, and that is the new Batmobile. It was revealed.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
So, okay, I'm of two minds of this thing. On the one, I think it's actually a really cool looking car. Just purely on car design. It looks really mean. I like that it's mid-engined and has almost a little bit of a trophy truck look to it. But, and we kind of discussed this in the office a little bit, I feel like it doesn't really fit as like the Batmobile.
Okay.
I feel like it looks actually almost a little bit kind of anonymous. Like, I feel like I've seen that kind of trophy truck muscle car sort of like super coupe thing.
Sure.
Before.
I mean, it looks like if Batman was Dom Toretto.
Yes.
But do you think that might work in a Batman movie where it's kind of like a realistic, gritty, like set in the 70s type thing? Or would you still want to see more, you want it to be more Batman?
I'd still like to see it just a little bit more insane.
Okay.
One of the things is that, like, well, I mean, the thing about Batman is that Bruce Wayne's superpower is that he's freaking rich. He has all the money.
True.
And he has all the resources from Wayne Enterprises. Like, I mean, that was such a key thing in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I mean, like, the Batmobile was a shelved, like, military vehicle because that was something that, like, Wayne Enterprises had. Oh, no. Overshot that a little bit. Boy, it is, it's trickier to do a lap when you're, like, trying to think about other things, and...
I love it. I love that little extra challenge. All right, yeah, any other thoughts about the Batmobile?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it just looks like a really cool, fast car, not necessarily like really a crime-fighting kind of car.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean. God, I'm misremembering. Do you remember if it has a top?
Yeah,
it does have a top. All right, I thought it would be really cool if it didn't have a top and just his cape was like the top. but anyways,
and actually, one of the other things, there was a lot of speculation because in the photos you can see kind of the engine in the back.
Yeah.
And all of us in the office, we were spending a lot of time trying to figure out what the heck is this engine in the back of the car, because it looks kind of like it could exist.
Yeah.
But the longer we looked at it, we were like, something's just not quite right about this. It's like the gap between like each cylinder bank was like too big, and there was this weird like jet turbine thing in the middle that didn't like really make sense if it was a piston engine. But it was tough because like it's so detailed and it looks like it could be real.
Yeah,
but
it looks cool.
I mean, yeah, it's a cool looking car. It's really well executed. I don't think it's quite Batman-y enough.
All right,
but it's cool, and I'm looking forward to the movie.
All right, hot take. There we go. Question number 2: should the Porsche 911 go hybrid? The reason I'm asking this is because apparently there's been some public disagreement between Porsche executives whether or not it should or will happen. It seems like it's probably going to happen by 2023. But should it? Is my question to you.
Well, I mean, this is one of those situations where it's kind of like, I'm going to reference another mildly old meme here.
No, I love it.
Why not both? I mean, well, I mean, it is both technically, but what I mean is, there are like 20 different versions of the 911. Like, why not have a hybrid? Like,
throw one more on the pile.
Absolutely. The thing is, it's like, just because you bring out a hybrid 911 doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have not hybrid 911s.
Of course, yeah.
We have turbo 911s and non-turbo 911s right now. I think it's kind of ridiculous looking, but well, okay. The Porsche community, especially when it comes to the 911, are pretty serious traditionalists. They get mad when things change.
Yes.
So I guess I get why there would be some frustration, but I think it's kind of silly. And the thing is, I mean, you can make a hybrid drive really great. It's just that it's usually technology that's just used to make already efficient cars more efficient.
Totally.
I mean, there are cool hybrids. Ferrari is coming out with a new hybrid, and the old LaFerrari had a hybrid powertrain. Hybrids can be cool. And I mean, Porsche knows how to make a car cool and drive extremely well. I think a Porsche hybrid would be on. Well, I've driven Porsche hybrids. What am I talking about? I've driven the Panamera and Cayenne hybrids. They're great cars. Like, bring on the hybrid 911. And I mean, still keep around some of the just conventional internal combustion ones too, just because.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Variety is the spice of the 911 lineup.
True. All right. So bring on a hybrid Porsche 911. Hot take. We'll do a really quick one here. GM had an EV day that was attended by our coworker John Snyder, the last contestant on this very show. I'm just gonna run down the list of vehicles that he learned about. And if you have anything that you want to say that excites you, or you're like, geez, I'm done with this, just let me know.
Actually,
so here,
I think I've got something on my mind already.
I love it.
It's
All
not
right.
Specifically electric related, but it is related to this news.
All right, I love it. So here are the vehicles that John saw during GM's EV Day: a Cadillac Lyriq crossover, a Chevy electric midsize crossover, a Buick electric midsize crossover, a Buick small electric crossover, Cadillac large electric SUV, GMC Hummer electric pickup, GMC Hummer electric SUV, updated Chevy Bolt EV, Chevy Bolt EUV. EUV, I guess, would be the correct emphasis on the syllable there. Any thoughts on those, or it's just like, yeah, GM's doing EV stuff, everybody is.
Okay,
good for
so
them.
Cadillac, those are the electrics that I'm most excited for.
Okay.
And actually, and John mentioned in the chat one that I think you may have skipped over that I really want to talk about.
Oh.
So I think the Cadillac lineup is going to be exciting. I'm excited to see this full-size Cadillac luxury SUV.
Yes.
That's coming up because, I mean, honestly, the car with sort of the most reputation in a good way, and is, I mean, in kind of Cadillac's real flagship is the Escalade, and so I'm excited to see what the electric version of that could be.
Yeah.
One of the cars that John mentioned to bring up is, and it looks like it's pronounced Celestique. Actually,
Yeah, I guess I did miss that one. Yeah, please tell us about this.
it is their like super flagship sedan. I've been hearing that it's going to cost over $100,000. It's going to be extremely low production. But what I'm excited about is that it sounds like the Cadillac flagship sedan that I have been wanting ever since Cadillac started doing like their crazy concept cars that they would show at Pebble Beach, like the Cadillac 16 and the Cadillac CL. Basically, a really low, really long, like old school Cadillac, just electric.
Yeah,
And
that'll be cool.
I'm so excited to see something like that. A little bit sad that it's going to be something that will probably never depreciate to a point where I could own one. But I'm super excited about that. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, I've seen a lot of people discussing the names of these cars, and how they're kind of weird, and they all end in Q for reasons. And I've heard a lot of people complain about it. It's like, oh, these are stupid names. Maybe you give them weird names like that. And it's kind of like, they're really not that bad at all.
No. God, I would much rather have
close.
a Lyric or a Celestique than like an E20, a random letter and random numbers.
Exactly. And the thing is, so many people were complaining about like, oh, I don't want a Cadillac that's like letters and numbers. I want names like Eldorado and Seville and things like that. It's like, okay, so these aren't exactly the names that you were expecting, but I still don't think they're bad. I mean, I think it's corny that they end in Q. It's like, I mean, it's corny, but on the whole, I think the names are pretty solid.
Totally. Well, there you go. Hot take on the GMEV day. And here we go, as you're literally almost done with this lap already. I'm going to phrase this in a way that hopefully people are watching might agree with me. So everybody knows that there's some big Bronco leaks over the past week. And a lot of people know that like Bronco is like the hypest vehicle of all the vehicles in the world. People go crazy over the Bronco. My question is, how is this not just a Jeep, and why should the layman care? Like, why is the Bronco so beloved over other vehicles that, to laymen, look identical in every way? What's special about the Bronco?
I'm actually not 100% sure.
Okay, no,
But
hey, hot take. I love it.
I think what part of it is just that I think people are excited to have another, like, legit hardcore off-road SUV, and especially one that, like, has that classic boxy off-roading look to it. It looks tough and rugged, and it is tough and rugged, and it's going to have a removable top just like a Jeep. And I mean, there are people out there that are like diehard Ford people that may think like, gosh, I'd like a Jeep, but man, I gotta have a Ford, and this is going to be the Ford version of that.
Okay, you just made it click for me with that. I know so many people who aren't big car people, but they will die for their Fords. Like, they're Ford only, and don't even talk to them about not having a Ford.
Yeah.
So that actually makes sense to me. All right, well, is there anything else you want to say about the Bronco? We kind of took up the time, but I want to make sure you can say anything you'd like about the Bronco. But that was a great answer, though, for that question.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I mean, these leaked photos, it looks pretty much just like, I think, what a lot of people were hoping for. It's boxy, it's clean, it's retro but modern. It looks a lot like the first generation Bronco from the 60s, but just kind of modernized. Like, it's got fancy headlights and taillights, and just given like a little bit of curve here, a little bit of less trim there. And it's going to be available in 2-door and 4-door versions. Both of them look really cool. The 2-door one looks like a super short wheelbase, super cool. super sharp approach and departure angles. Like, it looks like it's going to be a beast off-road. Yeah, and, like, it's got a removable top, which is totally cool.
Yep.
I'm excited for it. And
Nice.
basically, the leaks seem to point out that it's going to be a cool car.
Well, there we go. There's the hot take on the Bronco. We got great takes from Joel today, and it looks like the time was 11 minutes and 11.348 seconds. I am going by the total, not best lap. I don't understand why. It's one lap. I don't understand why there are two different times, but total seems easier.
The reason that there are two different times is that the game starts you off driving.
And it counts that for the total?
Yeah, just before crossing the start line. And once you get across the start line, that's when the lap starts.
Okay. Well, for the purposes of this show, everybody will be starting the same way. So we went with total last time, so we'll go with total this time. And you came in. You are the new champion with a time of 11 minutes and 11.348 seconds in the Veloster N.
And what was John's time?
John's time in the WRX STI Fast and Furious Edition last week was 12 minutes and 5.841 seconds.
Okay.
So
also, I owe John a little bit of an apology because I missed the last episode of this. And when I heard his time, I was shocked because a fast lap of the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which is just the really big section, is like under 8 minutes.
Yep.
And this is the full Nürburgring.
This is the full circuit.
Nordschleife and the South Circuit, the Grand Prix track. So it is longer. So I don't actually know what a fast lap on this full thing is. I can tell you now it's not 11 minutes because that was not a fast lap. But yeah, so I owe John a little bit of an apology. I was giving him crap for his time.
Hey, well, that's the name of the game. I hope we get some rivalries going here in the office. Thank you for your participation, Joel. And for anybody watching this live, this video will be up on our YouTube by the end of the day tomorrow. We are going to be doing this weekly. If you are watching the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell, which basically just gives you alerts whenever we drop new videos, and that helps us out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. It's just kind of a free way for you to really help us out a lot. Also, check out our website for way more in-depth information about all the things we were talking about today. And you can, also check out the Autoblog podcast. It has a lot of similar kinds of discussions, talking about lots of cool stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching this Hot Lap Hot Takes, and we'll be back next week with another one. So now anybody watching the live stream, that was the end of that part. But we're just going to continue streaming just like normal. This is just something that I can do for myself to make myself not go crazy, which is filming that little show during the live stream. It's just helpful. It's just a little thing that's helpful for your boy here. Thanks for doing that, Joel. That was a great one.
While we're on Bronco, I guess we might as well also talk about the other Bronco that got leaked, the Bronco Sport.
The baby Bronco, yeah.
Baby Bronco, little bitty Bronco. So that I'm actually not as into.
Interesting.
I think it looks good. I mean, like, I think it looks the way it needs to look. I think it's gonna sell like crazy because like it looks a little like Bronco, but not like super like Bronco. It looks more like kind of a normal crossover. It's not too radical, but it's also
let's just do Travis Cup.
It's probably way more practical for most people. It's gonna be more affordable. It's gonna be more fuel efficient.
Yeah. I do. So this might be surprising. It's coming from me, but I actually agree with you. I like the styling of the bigger Bronco a lot more than from what I saw from the baby Bronco.
Aren't your typical SUV.
And is the thought process say, obviously these are both leaks, so nothing is 100% confirmed. But is it pretty fair to say that that's what they are? That's what they're going to look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Again, no guarantees here, so we're perfectly clear.
Yeah,
but,
and none of us have actually seen the final one.
Yes.
But, I mean... those look.
They look pretty legit. They look pretty legit.
Oh man, I am like super split right now between either the Juke Nismo or the Cadillac Escalade.
Oh, go Escalade. Go Escalade. We were just talking about it.
Yeah. Let's just look at normal colors. Ooh, I think we gotta go bright red.
That's that's really cool looking.
I've got a bad feeling about driving this.
No, it'll be fine. Also, John, thank you for the heads up that the cam view is covering the time. I will make sure to leave the cam view a little lower for these in the future. But I will have the time on screen for the video, as well as pictures of all the cars that we were talking about. Tough Break. That's a good name.
Where'd you see Tough Break?
It was a name for one of the mods, but break spelled like B-R-A-K-E.
I see what they did there.
It's good stuff. So have you been enjoying any types of media lately, Joel? Any movies, shows, video games?
It just seemed like kind of a weird way to put that. I
Yeah, I don't know why I phrased it like that.
Something about it just
I
seemed weird.
just wanted to keep it open-ended.
Let's see. I've actually been replaying the BioShock games because I got the remastered collection for free on PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
And gosh, those games, like I have played them so many times, but man, they really like once I start playing, like I can't, like it's so hard for me to stop. I just want to keep playing.
Man, those games are the best. Those kinds of games are the best. Love it when a game really gets its hooks in you.
Move! For heaven's sakes!
Get out the way.
And TV-wise, keeping up with Star Trek Picard. I've been enjoying that very much.
Nice. Heard good things.
Yeah. And I actually also watched, and this show is most definitely is R-rated kind of stuff. Altered Carbon.
Oh yeah, I love Altered Carbon.
I watched the first season a couple years ago and really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Have you seen the second season of that, Eric?
I have, and in fact, in preparation for the second season, I rewatched the first season as well, very recently, like in the past month.
That's what I should have done, because when I started it up, I didn't, and I realized that I was more out of the loop than I realized.
Yeah.
That was not great.
You're fourth.
Yeah, I guess I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't enjoy this season quite as much as the first one.
You know, that's what a lot of people have been saying, and I watched it all, like I was finished by like the second day. I really loved the first season. And at the end of the second season, I was like, yeah, I really love the second season too. But then I started like reading how pretty much universally people don't like the second season as much. And I do see why after I saw, in retrospect, it is pretty clearly lower budget. But at the time, like if you don't go into it knowing that, well, at least for me, like it didn't really, the experience of it pulled me in enough to where I didn't really like notice it that much.
Yeah.
But I totally understand people's reasoning for not liking it as much as the first. But I still think that is I love the premise of it because I really feel like that is not outside the realm of reality in like 1,000 years. I can totally see just the ultra rich finding a way to just download their brains and just kind of live forever and then become basically a different race of people.
Yeah, and it's interesting all the implications that come from that technology.
Yes,
it makes for some really interesting pieces. For anybody unfamiliar, the basic premise of the show is that basically humanity to figure out how to travel extremely long distances without having to have like a generational shift where like we have a whole group of people that are born on the ship that basically their goal is to like keep the ship going until they get to their destination. And then another
Space travel, if that's not obvious. But.
Basically like extremely long space travel and not having to do like cryo sleep stuff and things like that. They find this material that lets them basically download your whole like brain and stuff into like this little chip thing, and then you can transfer it to other bodies and things like that.
Yep. So
that way you can just like immediately travel different places, or you can live longer by like, just getting a new body after your old one dies, because you can just download everything. And a lot of it has to do with like the implications of what that kind of technology would do. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think one of the things that I wasn't enjoying as much about the second season was I felt like there wasn't as much kind of like world building and kind of learning about this whole society. I really kind of enjoyed all of that in the first one.
Interesting. See, I would say they're, well, okay, no, I see what you're saying. I think that the thing that scratched that itch for me was learning about the aliens. Spoiler. Jeez, sorry. But...
that's that big of a spoiler.
Yeah,
I mean,
but...
Like, it's talked about that there's... This...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's talked... I won't say anything more about it, but you learn a little bit more about the alien race that was mentioned in... Yeah, sorry about that. But it was so... you're right, it really wasn't a big spoiler, because they mentioned the aliens. That's how they get the technology for the stacks, is from the aliens. They mentioned that in season 1. Briefly, but they do. But I did think that was... I thought that was interesting, but I think they spend pretty much the whole season this season on just one world. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot more that could be done from the... and I hope they do. I mean, I hope they keep making that show. I really like it.
And I feel like it would have been nice to have gotten a little bit more information here and there about kind of all the different factions at play on Harlan's world.
Yes.
Because I feel like while that wasn't the main part of the story, there were some pretty significant revelations about each faction kind of towards the end that sort of felt a little bit like, oh yeah, we mentioned this earlier, we need to resolve this. Like I felt like they could have spent a little bit more time kind of fleshing out some of those aspects.
I gotcha.
I'm still on board for another season because I still think the whole thing is interesting.
Totally.
Boy,
yeah,
I cannot focus on driving today.
Yeah, it's a like a fascinating concept. I think anybody would be hard pressed to argue that. That's for sure.
And I mean, an interesting premise and a cool setting are like that's about all it really takes to get me hooked. It would take a lot to make me not watch. For sure. I finally watched Baby Driver. Oh,
I loved it. It's so incredible.
Good. I love it so much.
It's incredible.
It is one of my favorite movies.
I really loved it. Like I was not expecting to love it as much as I did.
Yeah, and I mean you're into music, so like I bet you really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Whew, gosh, the choreography.
It's so good.
Insane.
Just the way like so many things happen just in perfect beat to the music.
Yeah. And it's like the perfect amount. It's one of those movies that it's like, I feel like so few movies are such strong standalone movies nowadays. And it does just the right amount of like, you don't have to know the main guy, Kevin Spacey's character's entire backstory, but you know enough to get it, and you're like, write it. And it's like, I really like movies like that, where it's like
you get the gist of all the characters pretty quickly, just like in just a few instances, and it doesn't take like a whole bunch of exposition or flashbacks or anything. You just I know this character.
And I think that has a lot to do with like, and it was extremely well cast. Like Jamie Foxx was incredible. Yeah. Was even
John Hamm.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
He can do such a nasty, nasty villain.
Like, yeah, you would never expect that, but yeah, he really he did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Also, just to say it, we're all aware Kevin Spacey is human garbage.
Yes.
We know. But
and it's okay. He plays a nasty guy in the movie, so like it's
yes,
kinda,
yeah. He got his he certainly got his just desserts in the movie. But I guess that's another spoiler alert. But that's an old movie. Get over it on that one.
Yeah. This is we're having a spoiler stream today.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, I love that movie so much.
And I was super good. I really loved it. I'm glad I finally watched
it. And I mean, like, it shows that like still Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors because he did Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and what's it called?
It's the third in the Cornetto.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yep.
And also at World's End.
Yep.
And The World's End.
And like half of Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, gosh, that was something I was so disappointed that he dropped off the Ant-Man movie. I feel like I have no way of confirming this, but I feel like the entire segment where like Ant-Man's buddy is talking about like, so I've got this friend that knows a cousin that knows that he like doing the whole back. That seemed like a very Edgar Wright kind of scene. That just kind of like watching this whole like, so my brother's cousin's friends, uncles, like just going through the whole list and showing like everyone talking to each other.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that probably stayed from his version.
And actually, to tie it all back into cars with like Baby Driver, I got to talk to the stunt driver in that movie and read the story.
In Baby Driver?
Yeah.
I gotta read that story.
Yeah, this was a few years ago, just before it came out. Really cool guy. And I mean, most of the stunts in that movie, like, it's not CGI. I mean, they'll have used some CGI to add in like some objects.
Sure.
But it's all pretty much done in real life. They had a like rear drive Subaru WRX converted to make some of the drifting easier. It's a great movie for car people, for action movie lovers, for music lovers.
Yes.
I love it.
Ticks a lot of boxes, that's for sure. And every single one of them it does well, I would say.
Yeah. And that's one of those movies that I was just on the edge of my seat the entire time. Because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen next.
Well, I was telling our editor-in-chief, Greg Migliori, and John Snyder, who is often on the stream, talking to them about it, and I was saying that it was one of those movies. So like, it's very difficult for me, and I think a lot of people, and maybe this is silly, but like, it's difficult for me to really let myself become engrossed in a movie or a show without just flipping through my phone the whole time. This movie, I didn't even have to, like, I forgot my phone existed. I was so old, which is like, that is tough to do for me. And I appreciated it because it was such a great experience, such a great watching experience.
Yeah, the pacing is really good.
And it's almost like I was telling them, it's on top of all that, it's also like a really kind of a beautiful love story.
Yeah,
and like it just does so many things so well.
And I love the ending because it's not like and like this is a pretty significant spoiler. Just a heads up.
Yeah, so spoiler for the movie Baby Driver in 3, 2, 1. Just mute us for 20 seconds and go on.
Yeah, so I like the Baby Driver, like, he doesn't get off scot-free. Like, he still was part of some pretty major crimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so he had to, like, I think it's good that, like, he still had to go to jail, but, like, he got out eventually, and then he had a happy ending. I mean, it's like, still, like, yeah, we like you, but also, like, dude,
yeah, you can't do
pretty
that.
Bad
yeah,
things.
You still can't do that.
We can't just let you go.
Totally.
So I liked that. It was kind of like, yeah, we're not just going to give him the easy way out.
Yeah, no, I like that too. All right, spoilers over.
Yeah, welcome back.
Man, you know what? It's also looking like the Streamline is much better today. Which is, yeah, it looks like we're only looking at like 10 seconds, which is fantastic. 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, I made another random tweak, so maybe that helped. It's kind of the move, just make random tweaks until something works.
So, some gaming news.
Yes.
That I saw.
Yes. I think I may know what you're about to say.
Reggie Fils-Aimé is now at GameStop.
Yeah, wild move.
Uh-huh.
So either GameStop's going to be amazing or it's going to break poor Reggie's soul and he's not going to last long.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be. I mean, I'm optimistic that, like, maybe some really cool things will come to GameStop. And for anybody that doesn't know, Reggie Fils-Aimé, he used to be head of Nintendo North America, I think.
Yep, the president of NOA.
Yeah, and basically people fell in love with the guy because he's just like a really enthusiastic person.
You can tell he really loves Nintendo, and he really like respected the Nintendo fans throughout his time.
Yeah, so there's a lot of optimism that with him going to GameStop as part of the board, that maybe GameStop will be better.
Yeah. So my mom just texted me, actually, where can I watch Baby Driver? So I watched it on Hulu, but I think that I only had access to it on Hulu because I have the Hulu Live TV. I'm not sure if it's on Hulu. And if it's not, I don't know where else you could stream it. But
in worst case scenario, you can probably, I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
rent
you can probably
it on,
rent it for like $3 nowadays.
Right, probably on iTunes or Amazon or
Redbox.
I mean, video stores still exist,
Yeah.
so that's an option too. Do you want to do some races, or do you want to keep doing, I've got the difficulty cranked up a little bit, so.
Okay.
Well, the assists, I mean.
Yep. This is the but yeah, really good. I think you would like that one, Mom. If anybody's wondering why my mom watches these streams and is in the chat, FYI, I'm not just being real weird to a random chatter.
And actually, like, my mom watched it, and she's not at all into like action movies or anything like intense or violent, and she really enjoyed it. She thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I was kind of shocked at that, but
see, my mom actually is into action movies and stuff like that, so I think she will really love it. Yeah, my mom's into like, and in fact, a movie that I would almost kind of compare it to in terms of it's just a great standalone type movie is kind of like John Wick. I would almost say, just like very, very solid for what it is. Just like so solid.
I still haven't watched the John Wick movies.
They're worth a watch. They're definitely worth a watch.
No, it's funny that you mention that because
hello, just my yam.
No, I think it's just my AMG 65.
Oh yeah, I can't. I can read. I'm gonna pretend it's just my yam.
Well, so AMG is the Mercedes like performance brand.
No, I know.
Okay,
of course, I know that.
Just double checking.
But I already messed it up. So, Team Yams.
So my thing with Baby Driver, back when it came out and got like big critical acclaim, it was fairly successful.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this is not. You got to really break early with this thing, especially in the wet. I'm sorry I gave it to you in like the worst kind of
No.
conditions.
All good. I mean, I could be doing way worse.
But yeah, basically, Big Driver was getting lots of success, and there was a bunch of talk about a sequel, and I was like, no, I don't want a sequel. I
don't want to see that kid being.
It's such a perfect little package.
Yeah, it is.
It's so well tied up at the end that I just don't tack anything else onto it. I just let it exist as this wonderful little nugget of originality.
The only way I would want to The only way I'd want to see a sequel is if it was like an entirely different characters.
Yeah.
Entirely different cast and just another like savant driver. I think that would be cool. may be interesting.
Even then, though, I don't know. I think I'm feeling cinematic universe fatigue. It feels like everything has to be, oh, we're going to do 20 different movies. Some of them will be direct sequels. Others will exist in the same universe. And just...
Yeah, but there are benefits to that. I mean, I guess the only reason...
There are, but... I don't know. I feel like we've got a lot of that right now. Like, let's...
No, you're right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right.
We've got Star Wars. We've got Marvel. We've got Fast and Furious, which... I mean, legit, that is a cinematic universe. That's a cinematic universe that started even before Marvel.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
OG cinematic universe, Fast and Furious.
Yep. Pretty much.
Ride or die.
Pretty much.
And now we've got the DC universe also, and like Harry Potter is kind of expanding into that. I mean, boy, though, I really enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts. The second one's terrible.
I haven't watched it yet. I really liked the first one too, and I heard the second one was garbage.
It's really bad. Yeah. I watched it on a plane, and I was like, this is just so terrible.
Yeah, that's it sounded unfortunate because I'm a pretty big, I was a pretty big Harry Potter fan. Like, I've read all of the books probably 4 times each at least.
Wow.
I'm gonna correct myself. I've listened to all of the books probably 4 times each. But yeah. I used to have a job when I was like a teenager. I used to have a job where my only job was I worked at a gas station, and pretty much I didn't really have like a boss per se. I pretty much just went in, like they paid me under the table, and I just kind of like cleaned up just whenever I wanted. And I just told them how much I was there that week. And I usually went in, I usually work like 12, 15 hours a week, like 3 days, couple hours.
Seems like not a bad gig.
No, it wasn't at all. And the best part about it was all I did was I popped those earphones in and I listened to probably over 100 books during that job. Oh God, I loved it. That was the best part about it. But that said, this was also a gas station in like downtown Mount Clemens. It was super sketchy. I had some pretty sketchy experiences there. So, but I really loved listening to so many books and music, just because it was basically 12 to 15 hours a week of audio time.
Yeah,
which is like. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I've only read through the Harry Potter books once, and I watched all the movies to like the midnight releases and things.
Yeah, I mean that's like a normal, reasonable, reasonable amount. I just really loved them back in the day. I don't know.
And I really enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts. It was really fun. It really felt like. It felt like kind of what you want from Harry Potter. Like it had Fantastic Beasts. It talked a little bit about where they come from.
Yep.
But it still had some fun while also being serious, and like it was a really good movie. The second one was like really grimdark, and there was so much just standing and sitting around and talking. Yeah.
And Johnny Depp's character design is laughable. It should have just been Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically it was Johnny Depp being Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I was like...
I don't even really mind Johnny Depp being Johnny Depp, but like, God, the white eyes and just like the hair. Oh, God, it was so weird. Also, I got to correct my mom here. I did actually work there when they got robbed twice. I just wasn't working at the exact time that they got robbed. But no, I went into work the week they got robbed.
God, I was coming up to the bus stop. Oh boy, that's lucky that got hauled down fast enough.
And fun fact, they got robbed twice by the same guy when I was working there. And I think they also got robbed more recently, and I think that's the one that my mom is referring to. But no, yeah, we got robbed twice when I was working there. I also, another absolutely terrifying experience for me was one day, and I wasn't around when whatever went down, But one of the things that I did was I swept up outside. Just swept up outside. One day I was sweeping, happened to sweep up multiple bullet casings. So I was like, I think I'm gonna go home after this. This is really sketchy. That was what's funny is, like, I also had, like, not altercations, but, like, weird experiences with actual people, and none of them rattled me as much as the bullet casings. That really shook me up. I was like, oh my god, this is sketchy. But regardless,
why couldn't they just be responsible gun owners and clean up after themselves?
yeah, duh. God, after you're wildly shooting in a public area, just pick up after yourself. It's common decency.
That kind of reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite quotes from The Good Place. Something where they're talking about gathering evidence, and Jason, who's this like stereotypical like really dumb character from Florida, is like, no, you're mixing up, like, evidence isn't good. You don't want to collect it. You want to destroy it.
Oh man, that character was really fun. That show was great.
The show's amazing, and the series finale was so good.
Yes,
that was one of the best
really
show endings I've ever seen. I was getting all teary.
Yes, super well
while
done.
Also laughing.
Fidelis? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. There are many ways that could be pronounced. Fidelis, not sure, but hello. Either way, hello. Just my yam. I know that's not the name, but in my head it's just my yam. It says faster, faster.
Giving it all she's got them. Actually, not gonna lie, 141 miles an hour in this thing is pretty impressive.
Dude, I can't imagine how scary that would be. In an Escalade? Oh my god.
Well, that time that I almost hit the wall in the back straight, if that was real life, I would have
died.
Well, I wouldn't. Basically, I may have started with blue jeans, but they would be very brown.
Yeah, would have pulled a James Harden last week. That's a reference that maybe two people will get, but they will enjoy it. James Harden maybe pooped his pants during a basketball game last week. There's been some very intense internet sleuthing about this that I've seen.
Why didn't that come up in my Twitter trending thing? Like, I could use like some just ridiculous news like that every now and then. I feel like most of my Twitter trending is something like really depressing and political, or I'm scared someone's died, or just people being like really stupid in like not very funny or interesting ways, just depressing.
The problem is,
want to go again, or
I'll take this one. The problem is you have to follow 80% meme pages and then like 10% complex, and then that's how you get all the James Harden pooping his pants news you could ever ask for.
I mean, my regular feed's not bad. It's mostly car stuff and really cute animals. So that's pretty good.
Oh, I can change this to mid-race, can I say? Yes, I can.
Oh, that's right. Which is really nice.
Yes, it is. The only difference to me, I probably could have hacked it, but I won't for this one. This is the last one.
Yeah, so my feed is actually pretty good. This is mostly like car stuff and cute animals, mostly dogs.
Yep.
So I got no complaints there. But like the little trending like right rail column is just always stuff that people like makes me mad and depressed.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need more stuff about athletes possibly having pooped themselves during a game.
Yes. Oh man, poor James Harden.
I know
that's rough. That is a rough look.
So has it been confirmed one way or the other?
I mean, it's pretty damning. Like, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but in my heart, it's been confirmed. Oh, and Fidel. Can you give me a clue how to pronounce your name? Fidelis? Fideliz? I'm not sure. Fideliz? Could be. Been trying to tune the racing wheel to this game. That's awesome. I'm sure that will be a blast once you get that all set up.
So I just noticed the Drivatar ahead of us is called Disturbed Danish.
Yeah.
And I love that name.
That is actually, that was someone from the chat at some point.
That sounded familiar.
Yeah. Somebody who shot me an ad from these here live streams.
You could appear driving against us if you friend us.
No, you can definitely drive against us as well if you'd like. Just let us know. But usually we like to, we'll have like a day, like a multiplayer day. Maybe we'll do that Thursday. Maybe we'll put the call out. Anybody who wants to play can play with us Thursday.
I just like the idea of...
Tony Stewart pooped his pants too! Wow, and won. I guess you're allowed to poop your pants if you win. I mean, technically you're allowed to poop your pants whenever, but society might not like it very much.
I feel like that
there's no law against it, I guess.
I feel like that would be really unpleasant also, but at the same time, I feel like you kind of put that out of your head more easily eventually. Whereas if you're if you're playing basketball, you're moving around a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like you'd have a hard time, because I mean, this is a really strange thing to be talking about.
Talking about poop physics?
Yes. Because I mean, you're just sitting for the most part. I mean, you're still kind of moving your feet, but
yeah. Oh, but that would feel grosser though.
I think it would be worse if you're moving, and so it's all kind of shifting.
Oh, God.
I can't believe that this is...
Yeah, this might have to be a Twitch clip.
How this has turned.
Oh man.
I kind of love it. This is funny.
John, if you're still watching, I'm sure Wally would love this conversation.
I can't believe John isn't in here for this conversation.
I'm surprised he didn't bust the door down.
No kidding.
How many horsepower this Escalade got?
So I know it's stock, a Cadillac Escalade. Let's see. This generation, how much would this have been making? I think this would have been making about 400 horsepower, because I think the Escalade had the 6-liter LS engine at this point, not the 5.3 or 5.7 liter engines. So I think it was about 400, maybe 420 horsepower. Because I think it was either the 6-liter or the 6.2-liter LS Series V8. So yeah, right in that ballpark.
Almost second. But I'll take third.
I don't know because I know that Forza Motorsport did a thing where it would do some automatic balance performance modifications to kind of even things out. So this might be making a little bit more than that, just to kind of even the playing field. But yeah, so at least about 400 horsepower.
Second overall.
Way to
Not
go.
too bad.
You're getting to be a regular on the podium.
Joel, by the way, I just kind of remembered this, but I am gonna, as long as you're cool, I'm gonna have to dip for 5 minutes just to set up the podcast at 3:30.
Okay.
But I'll be back.
Cool. I'll be back.
I set an alarm on my phone so I don't forget that.
Oh, that reminds me of kind of a good story related to some news that was posted, I think today or yesterday. There was some talk about that Mercedes is working on an electric Mercedes G-Class SUV. And it reminded me that
it weighs as much as an elephant, can generate 1,000 horsepower.
So a couple years back, I was at the reveal for the completely
redesigned
Mercedes-Benz G-Class.
Okay.
And one of the things that was kind of cool about it was they brought out Arnold Schwarzenegger. He came to the reveal. And the reason for that is like he owns a G-Wagon. He's super into into big SUVs. I mean, like he's part of the reason that Hummers became road legal.
Is he right? I didn't even know that. That's wild.
Because he wanted one. He wanted one really badly.
So he just changed the law. Oh.
Well, not that. I mean, basically, he convinced AM General and General Motors to like make a road legal version.
I got you. Okay.
But
still wild.
Yeah.
Hertzwave says highly doubt that version is stock.
Yeah, it probably
right.
isn't.
Also, hi Hertzwave. Thanks for watching. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good in chat also. You're beautiful. Wow, I really lost my place.
Talking about Arnold and the reveal that you went to.
Oh, so he has a G-Wagon, and he's also from the same region where they build and test the G-Wagon. So, like, it was a celebrity appearance that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And what was great, they brought him out. He starts talking about like the G-Wagon and himself and like the history, and he's all excited. And the guy in charge of Daimler Benz, Dieter Zeech, he was out on stage also. And at one point, after like it's been revealed, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," hang on a second. "Oh, this is really cool."
I love that. No, hang on a second. Just take a step back.
Like I gotta illustrate this as best as possible. And the thing is, Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually very much an environmentalist. I think he was mentioning during that reveal that his G-Wagon is designed to run on like biodiesel or something, or some other renewable fuel.
Yeah.
And so he asked, like on stage, right that minute, I can't see. There we go. Just asked, like in the middle of this reveal, an unscripted question was like, so then are you going to make an electric version?
What a boss.
And like right when he asked that, like my ears perked up. I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to announce they're going to do an electric G-Wagon right here, right now? This would be so awesome. And no, he, Zeech, also known as Dr. Z, you may remember him
yeah,
from
of course.
Old Chrysler commercials.
The man with
like
the stash.
A decade ago. Oh yeah, magnificent mustache.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Absolutely.
And always wearing like really casual shoes and like pulling them off in formal settings. But he
wait, hold on. To clarify, you mean pulling them off as in he rocks them rather than he takes them off?
Yes.
Okay.
As in like he makes them look really good and like really appropriate for the setting.
I like the idea that he just kicks his shoes
that would
off
be
wherever
pretty
he
awesome.
goes.
Like, that would be cool. I would be in for that. But no, he just brushed off the question. It's kind of like, well, we are always looking at possibilities of adding. Like, I don't know if this is offensive or not. I'm all of a sudden kind of nervous. I'm trying to do a German accent.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do a German accent. I don't think that's
But we're always looking at the possibility of adding to our electric portfolio the kind of like PR stuff. And I was like, oh, come on. That would have been like the perfect time to be like, you know what? Yeah, we're just going to do it. Just going to do it. But basically, bringing this all together, there's news that there is an electric G-Wagon in development, which I think would be totally cool.
Nice. Yeah. As I think you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the G-Wagon, but I'm a big fan of electrifying all the things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really don't like the regular G-Wagon. I drove an AMG one, the previous generation one. I drove an AMG version of it. It drives terrible.
I can't imagine how it would drive well.
Well, and
it's a box.
And it's a box that was designed in the late 1970s and didn't really change. But the new one, the redesigned one, actually drives pretty well. Or at least like solid. It's not a great drive, but it's at least like up to par with modern vehicles finally. So I'm fine with it. I mean, like I've always liked the way it looks. I think it looks super cool. It's just that the older ones were terrible to drive.
Yeah. AT's channel says want to race online right now. So I think we've got like 2 more races in this.
Yeah.
I
think so.
2 or 3. So we might not be done with this for like 20 minutes, but I mean, I'd be down to race online in like 20 minutes if you still want to. Just want to make sure we finish up this. What is even this called? A series?
Yeah.
A series. Finish up this series first. Oh, where's you? What?
Well, it has no lights on the back, basically.
That is.
And there's nobody behind us. So
Yeah,
there's no headlights on it.
that's super weird. But if you can wait for like 20 minutes, then we're down. AT's channel. Do you play on Xbox or PC? I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure this game's cross-compatible between the two.
I looked it up.
I feel like maybe somebody in the chat said that last week. Yeah, I'm not sure why I said that so confidently.
It probably is.
Yeah, I would think it would
because,
be, but
I mean, this is a first-party Microsoft game.
Yup.
So. Oh, actually,
Xbox. Yeah, we are Xbox as well. AT's channel.
Some other gaming news that I just remembered that I saw today that I was really shocked at. You know the game Horizon Zero Dawn for PlayStation?
Oh yeah, that's coming out for PC.
It's coming out for PC. I was just like, wow, that is like one of the big PlayStation heavy hitters. That's crazy that it's going to be on PC.
Yeah. I mean, look, these people are obviously smarter than me, but for the life of me, I don't understand what either Sony or Microsoft, or Nintendo for that matter, are thinking for this next generation of consoles. None of it makes any sense. Xbox is going no console exclusives for 2 years. PlayStation is now dropping their best console exclusives on PC.
Well, one of them. There's still a lot of other exclusives that they have.
I mean, Last of Us and God of War are the two big ones. But...
Gran Turismo,
oh, duh, you're right. Oh, yeah, Gran Turismo too, I guess.
Anything from Sucker Punch, so like Infamous, the new
Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
but so I guess I'm going off the assumption that the Spider-Man game will eventually be cross-platform. I can't imagine.
Maybe, I don't know. Insomniac is weird. Like because they started off exclusively making stuff for Sony.
Be careful around the turns.
Then they went third party and they made a game exclusive for Xbox, and now they flipped back and did one exclusive for PlayStation. Because before Spider-Man, they did another Ratchet & Clank game that was for PlayStation. And I mean, I think that property may be owned by Sony, or at least partly owned by Sony, which is partly why it's Sony exclusive. But they also did Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, for Xbox. Yep. I guess I just feel like maybe I just want it to happen, but in my heart, I feel like thank you. In my heart, I feel like
change the settings.
I feel like Disney, and I know they don't have the full rights to Spider-Man and all that, and it's like rights hell for Spidey, but I just can't imagine somebody at Disney has got to have that stuck in their craw.
Actually, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I never put that all together. Why Spider-Man was probably on PlayStation. It's because Sony owns at least the movie rights to Spider-Man.
Right. But I believe that like Disney still owns all the merchandising rights.
Yes, I think so. I watched a couple videos like a couple months ago about the whole thing.
It's crazy. I mean, it's fascinating
really
if you're into that type of thing.
And it's amazing like how much Sony has proposed selling it to Disney for. That I think I think Sony has like proposed in the past to like, we'll sell Spider-Man to you, but like for a price that I think is more than the entire Marvel rights combined.
I mean, well, back in the day, it probably was certainly worth more than the entire.
Absolutely.
But nowadays, that's a tough sell.
Right.
Yeah. But God, I wish they'd do it. They could do it. You could do it, Disney. Just do it.
Oh, they absolutely could.
Just do it. Just give Spider-Man back. Just get him back to his family, man.
I mean, the thing is, though, part of me is like, I don't know that I necessarily want to see it go to Disney because, like, Spider-Verse was so good. I love Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but
such a good movie.
Disney could have made that too.
I don't know, because they play it so safe with like their big cash cows. I mean, and I feel like that's kind of how we ended up with Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true on that. But I think that Kevin Feige, as long as Kevin Feige is in charge of the Marvel stuff, I have full confidence in literally anything they do, because that guy makes very few, if any, missteps. But when he leaves,
Can you refresh my memory on some of the Marvel movies?
so all of them. He's
Oh,
the
okay,
guy. Yeah,
gotcha.
he's like the I don't even know what his title really is,
Right,
but he's
yeah.
just like the guy. Like he just like wrangles
He's managing the
everything.
whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like the guy. And pretty much every time they give him a new like now he's doing all the Marvel TV stuff. And we'll see if it's good, but it's looking pretty phenomenal from what we've seen from it. At least compared to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and whatever other travesties of Marvel character TV shows that we've seen.
Actually, the thing that I've seen a lot of people suggest, I've been thinking about Star Wars because I feel like I've seen more and know more about that side of things than Marvel. But like with how the movies have gone pretty poorly, I mean, I'll preface this by saying I had fun watching. Oh gosh, what was the first of the new trilogy called?
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yeah.
Yep.
I had fun watching Force Awakens.
I like that one as well.
And I am one of the few people, I'm one of those apparently very rare people that loved Last Jedi.
I'm one of those as well. I think it's clearly I think if anybody who doesn't think that's the best in the new trilogy, you are off your rocker insane.
And I actually have not seen Rise of Skywalker yet, but all the
Yeah, you're not
reviews
missing
have
much.
made me really depressed.
Yeah.
But I have absolutely loved. Gosh, I'm terrible. I've got terrible memory today.
Rogue One?
No, TV show.
Oh, The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I did too.
It's
I did too. It's really
fantastic.
good.
And I've seen a lot of people suggest that. And again, I can't for whatever reason I'm blanking on names today. But the guy that's been like the showrunner on that, but he also did the Iron Man, the first Iron Man.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon
Yeah,
Favreau.
he's great.
A lot of people have been like,
He's
just
really
like,
good.
Put him in charge of the Star Wars
Agreed.
universe.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, the Marvel universe would not exist without Iron Man 1. So, he basically launched it.
Yeah.
I think he very much could do the same thing for Star Wars. I think at this point, if they're smart, they'll just be done with anything Skywalker related, anything in that era. They'll just start a whole new... I hope they do. I hope they...
I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, just go to a different point in quote, history in this galaxy.
It's
long,
like
long
the
time
theme
ago.
of The Last Jedi, like just let the past die.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean,
Not completely,
obviously
but-
Disney did not agree with that message from old Ryan Johnson. But
And like I think Ryan Johnson is going to be another of like my new kind of favorite directors because I love Knives Out.
I've heard
So
that one's good too. I still want to see that one.
He did Looper too. I
like Looper too.
Because like I watched that and had no idea who did it. I was like, one of my favorite quotes from that is when one of my favorite scenes from that movie is when they're sitting in the diner talking about time travel. Like, listen, I could sit here all day long making diagrams with toothpicks about how time travel works.
Yeah,
But we don't have time for that.
Yeah,
Like,
you just kind of.
I love that.
Yeah, that was really funny.
I think it might be a while before we've got chaparral money.
How much?
It's-
How much is that gonna run us?
I'm not sure, but it's probably going to be a few million credits.
Oh boy.
It's a Chaparral made some awesome race cars back in the 60s, and I think a little bit in the 70s. They actually, one of my favorites, I think it was the Chaparral 2J, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. They did experiments with ground effects stuff. So there was this car, the 2J, that in addition to having a whole engine for actually driving the car forward, was kind of shaped like a box. It had like these little skirts on the side that kind of like seal up the sides.
Okay.
And then there was a snowmobile engine in the back that was running 2 big fans that would pull air out from under the car, so you would create this vacuum down onto the road, so that you got more grip.
That's wild.
Without having to carry a whole lot of speed, because like if you're going slowly, the wings and stuff on the car aren't producing downforce pushing the car on the road, so you lose all that grip. But if you have an engine that's just always sucking air out, you can like get this just sucked down on the road.
Man, that's crazy.
Even at low
That's
speed.
interesting.
Now, one of the issues there is that like if any of those seals kind of breaks loose, you can lose that downforce kind of suddenly, which can be a problem.
Yeah.
But it was really cool technology. It was a really cool car.
Nice. That is very cool.
I mean, nice. It's daylight, and I can actually see where.
Yeah, right.
Been a lot of night and like rain races.
Yeah, there have been today, haven't there?
Like how the exhaust is just shaking back here.
Man, I hate daylight savings time so much.
So, I don't like getting messed
Speaking
up
of
by the
light
time
and dark,
change.
yeah.
But basically, what I think is now we're on daylight savings time, and we should just leave it here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Never change it back, because now we've got lots of daylight.
Yes.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah,
And
I agree completely.
And it's during the times that people are actually awake. And I mean, aside from that just being nice in general, I imagine there might even be like some energy savings to be had there, because people aren't like turning on their lights and stuff.
Yeah, I believe
And for
it.
as long. Like just leave it here. It's fine here.
Yeah. Apparently, I mean, this might be fake news, so heads up. But I'm quite sure I have read an article talking about how like heart attacks and stuff shoot up.
Yes.
After.
No, that is actually a thing. I've heard about that on the day that time changes, more
just
people
like a
die
yeah.
in hospitals.
Yeah. It's insane. That's absolutely insane. It makes no sense. We definitely should do away with the whole system.
We've got the right time setting now.
Yes.
Just leave it. Don't mess with it.
Yes.
It's easier this way, too.
Yes.
Gosh.
Or, even better, just change the way society thinks about hard and fast rules about, like, work times. And just, like, how about just when it's light out, that's when you start work?
I feel like we still need some kind of generalized idea of, like, when people have to be working.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
If somebody really wants to get something from Walmart. And
Right.
they're like, when do you open?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's not a great example because Walmart's open 24 hours a day, but I get
Wow.
what you mean.
Maybe they shouldn't be. Sorry if I
No, you're
screwed
good.
up there. Man, we've been crushing it in these races.
Yeah. I really like driving this thing.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous.
Is this rig in sport mode?
Nice. Race mode. Always race mode in this thing.
How could I possibly have read that as just my yam, G? It's just my yam, G. What's up,
There
G?
you go. That's how you find it.
What are you thinking about? Just my yam, G. Oh, there's a Rocket League update today. I believe I am 2 or 3 wins away from finally achieving Diamond rank in Rocket League, which will be maybe my proudest gaming achievement of my life. So, pretty stoked about that. Really stoked about that, as a matter of fact.
About 13. No
God.
taters.
You know what's funny is I really, really, really dislike yams. But I really, really, really like.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that went badly.
Uh-oh.
Because I decided to be a badass.
Uh-oh.
And it didn't pay off.
But I really like sweet potato fries a lot. So I don't know what happens in the yam process that makes me not like yams. But I really can't do yams.
So you're saying yams aren't your jams?
Yeah, yams are not my jam. G. Oh, you're for sure gonna catch this guy, though. I didn't realize you had a full lap left.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Nice try. Free to be 1, 2, 3.
Free to be second place.
Yes, sir. I've somehow still been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah.
It's still, at best, a 5 out of 10, but I'm still really loving it. Because I don't often do, usually games that long, the only way I complete them is if they do suck me in, and then I play them in like a week or two. But this one I've like really, I just do like maybe like an hour or two, maybe like once or twice a week. It's been kind of nice, because like, I don't need to know, there's no skill involved whatsoever in that game. So like I don't need to remember how to play it. And I know exactly where I am because I'm extremely familiar with the Dragon Ball Z like story. So that's been fun. It's been fun for me. But my God, does that game have some issues.
So remind me, what kind of game is it? Like,
It's an RPG. It's an open world RPG, believe it or not.
okay.
But it's like an open world RPG if it only really had like boss battles. If it had like 40 to 50 boss battles.
And I'm guessing
And
like
then-
every single one of them has like multiple forms.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but the way they do it is in like each form is like, a good thing about this game is I think the way that they staggered the battles is good, because I would be pretty mad if there was like a 25-minute long fight against Frieza, say, and it's just like all the different forms. If you guys know Dragon Ball Z, you know what that's all about. Every villain and character powers up to like 6,000 different levels. Some might say over 9,000 different levels. But no, so I think they really do a good job telling like the beats of the story well, I would say. But whoa.
Meanwhile, the red line of this semi-truck is under 3,000! Because gigantic diesel.
But yeah, I mean, I'm over 30 hours into the game, and I'm assuming I'm a little over halfway, depending on how much tomfoolery happens in between where I am now and like the last saga. But I've been enjoying it, and I beat the first Ori and the Blind Forest game. The second one came out today. Heads up, anybody who's interested in that. And then I'm still playing Kingdom Hearts 2. But mostly Rocket League. I really want that diamond. I really want that diamond. I want that. Whoa. pool? What's a tank pool?
Well, it's a tank and
That's also a
pool.
pool?
And that's why it's tank pool.
I mean, what goes in a tank pool?
I don't know any. It's something. Also 24.
What a weird word. Yeah.
If anybody knows what tank pool is, let us know.
I would love to see what a tank pool is. I know what a tank is. I know what a pool is. Never heard of a tank pool. Oh, there's only 2 laps here.
Yeah, it's a reasonably long track.
Oh yeah, it is.
I just noticed, I didn't even think about this, but this still has like a full trailer receiver hitch on this. Like you could hook up a trailer to this.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean...
Uh-oh. Alright, hold on.
Oh, Eric.
You gotta finish up this race. I gotta set up the podcast. I got too much to do around here.
But yeah, well, because the thing is, like, that hitch is completely unnecessary for racing. I'm guessing it's just a thing that's like, listen, it's gotta, well, I'm guessing it's like, listen, these are semi-trucks, they pull trailers. I mean, even if we're gonna race them, like, we gotta at least be like, hey, see, it's got the hitch on.
Yeah. This is legit. My mom says, does it carry pool water for new pools? Pretty sure pool water is just water. I don't know if it's I think you like add the chlorine and stuff to it. I don't know who's shipping in pool water. Maybe though. Maybe. But I will be back momentarily. Just got stuff to podcast.
And actually, I think I remember that at least for a while, I don't know if it's still a rule, but in Le Mans for the endurance class, for a long time you had to have like a vestigial trunk. Like you had to have somewhere on the car that you could point to, like, look, here is the trunk, this is the lid, this is where you could store tools and things. You probably never ever actually use it, but it still had to be designed in for a long time. Because the idea was that these were still cars that were still fully functional and practical to some extent. It was just kind of one of those weird little rules that just sort of stuck around. Maybe Tank Pool is playing pool but with tanks. Like you have a giant lawn, you have set up, you have huge like inflatable pool balls, and you just drive your tank into it and bounce it toward a corner that doubles as a hole. I would play that. That could be a bonus mode in like World of Tanks. I don't need to rewind. That was a terrible corner, but we're this close. I'm not rewinding. Thanks, Pool, for the memories. Don't mind me, just move into the really generic rock background music.
Your new driver gear will be ready to wear whenever you want.
Alright, final race of the series. A really weird route at Circuit de la Sarthe, which is where they have the Le Mans 24 hours. Interesting. Bugatti circuit. Just thinking about Le Mans and old race cars and Bugattis and things, and trucks. Reminded me of favorite quote of Enzo, favorite quote about the not Bugatti, but the old like lower Bentleys that ran Le Mans, and I think it was Enzo Ferrari called them like the world's fastest truck because they were huge and kind of blocky, especially compared with like really spindly little like 20s and 30s race cars. That Japanese lettering set up the members of that truck. Looking to get speed on it. Driving one of these would be, it would keep you busy. It's like the gears are so closely spaced. I mean, each time I shift, it drops down to like low 2,000 RPM, and then you shift it like just over 2,500. And with 8 gears, I mean, you can be busy. Just shift, 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 shift. Up, 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 down, 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 down. And like, obviously this thing, well, actually, maybe it is a sequential transmission. I don't know. I can't see the guy's feet, so you can't tell if he's using a clutch pedal. He is pulling a lever, but yeah, it's one of those things like, I don't know. The shifts take long enough, but maybe it's so long. I don't know. I don't know that much about these trucks, but they're cool. And I've said on lots of streams in the past that, like, I'm amazed that semi-truck racing is not, like, the hot thing in America. I mean, America is what you think of when you think, like, big semi-trucks, cruising the open road, get out on the highway. I want to see some, like, Peterbilts and, well, I guess Freightliner is actually owned by Mercedes, so that could be Mercedes American entry. Rumbly over the rumble strips. I guess curbing is what they usually call it. But they go rumbly rumbly. Actually have to turn up the AI difficulty a little bit. We're kind of running away with these races. That's what happens. Stop paying attention for 1 second, you end up in the sand, spinning your tires, flailing to get back on track. What is that? A giant inflatable French fries in the background. This is France, so I guess that makes sense. Sort of. Gosh, I don't know if any of you remember, like years and years ago. I think it was during the Bush administration, and there was kind of like a push to like stop calling. I think like France was like boycotting the Iraq War or something, or not participating anymore. And all of a sudden, there were a bunch of people that wanted to stop calling French fries, and wanted to call them freedom fries. Boy, that was a weird time. To a certain extent, I'm not entirely sure why we don't just call them just straight fries all the time. I mean, why designated the French? I don't think that, as far as I know, they weren't even invented by the French. I believe they were invented by an American. I think he may have been serving in France at the time. Maybe just golden sticks of tastiness. Ones that'll kill you if you have to. By the way, if you've got any questions about like what we do here at Autoblog, cars that we've driven recently, like go ahead and pop them in the chat. I'm the news editor here and drive press cars. Admittedly, I haven't driven as many. I've been out of the office for a little while, but yeah, there's the fry things. Look at them. The giant inflatable fries. Oh, there's one of those like slingshot rides. While I redlined the crap out of this car. Yeah, I think the fact that I was able to like stop, point out inflatable fries, I think I need to turn up the AI difficulty a little bit.
What is this? Your 4th or 5th time on the podium?
I'm actually surprised that John Snyder is not coming in here. He's one of the other editors. He shows up as barf clap in the chat.
The Breakout Championship is yours.
Hey, we got a championship! Woo! Woo! So that means apparently we win a car and a racing suit.
You're making a name for yourself.
And we've got new racing to drive. What to play? What to play? Ooh, I like driving old hot hatches. I'm gonna do that.
Here's where it all started for the hot hatch. The Golf Fiesta and
what
Civic
to
showed the public you could have a lot of fun in a small
like the
package.
Omni GLHS is like not
Strap
in
into
any
one of the
other
first
game. Like I
hatchbacks.
feel like that
Learn
may
what makes
need to
these
get some
small
love.
sporty cars so popular even decades
As
later.
much as I like the old Civic Si and like the Renault 5, these things are awesome. I would love to drive one someday. They're mid-engine, they're rear-wheel drive, and they're turbocharged. It's a ridiculous car. And what was even better is that Renault had a follow-up to it with the Clio V6. That it wasn't turbocharged, but they dropped a big V6 in the middle of the car. It was cool. Oh, AMC Pacer would be... Oh. How do I say no to a Pacer? Okay, actually, that's not a really great question. There's probably lots of ways. There's probably lots of ways and lots of reasons you want to say no to a Pacer, but I kind of dig them. They're just weird. Yeah, we're gonna do a Pacer because, yeah. So, holy crap! I cannot believe it. I was sure that like the immediate first designs that were gonna come up were gonna be from what's the movie? From Wayne's World. The blue with the flames. And it's not. Party time!
Excellent! Dude.
Like there's gotta be there has to there it is! the Mirthmobile. I probably have to pick that now, don't I?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. My mom says she's seen tanks delivering water for pools. I mean, that seems insane to me. I feel like you just grab a hose, just put it in your pool. But it doesn't surprise me. I bet rich people, in fact, I know rich people will like fly in like salt water or whatever for their pools. For that happening. And I'm talking like rich people, like in Hollywood Hills.
Saltwater sounds like it would be a massive pain to take care of, like filtering and things.
I think it's just the novelty of like, this water's from Haiti, just like stuff like, or like this is my pool's all Fiji water.
I was about to say like I don't actually want to see this, but like I want to see a rich person just like buy a ridiculous ton of like cases of Fiji water and just have somebody like individually pour them out in their pools. I don't actually want to see that, but I kind of want to see that.
I wouldn't be shocked if that's something like Bam Margera did back in the day. Just for fun. I would do that. If I ever get rich, I'll do that for you, Joel.
No, please don't.
Oh, maybe I want a pool filled with Fiji water. Why not? You got that kind of money.
So, nice. Showing. That's an excellent touch. Excellent. This is gonna be a fun race. Yeah. So for anybody still watching after Eric left, that was my first time being solo on the stream. It's an interesting experience.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Of course I did.
Well, there you
What
go.
kind of question was that, Eric?
That's the, wow, I love this strategy. Just pass them on, on the shoulder, on the extreme shoulder.
Ow. Bad drivers.
As you're literally trying to pass on the grass.
Hey, I could try and shove him, but I'm not.
Get him out of there.
Wayne's World.
I always get Wayne's World mixed up with Bill and Ted. Always.
I can understand that. I've never seen any of the Bill and Ted movies, but I have seen Wayne's World.
You know, I've never seen any of them, but I'm aware of like all the references and whatnot. Like I've seen like the parts that everybody knows.
Yeah.
I've seen those parts.
And actually, so like I watched Wayne's World for the first time a couple years ago, and I was surprised. It holds up actually quite well.
Does
it's
it?
actually
Alright.
a pretty good movie. It's not like amazing, but
Sure.
like it's a solid one. It's worth a watch. Also, I do think it's funny. So, like, the series that we just entered is called Hot Hatchback Genesis, so it's like old hot hatches. I don't think anybody in their right mind would have called Pacer Hot Hatch. It was a hatchback. And the version that's in this game, the Gremlin X, looked a little cooler and had a cool name, but that was about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, the hot hatchback started with the VW GTI, pretty much.
Did they? I mean, do you think they did that just because options?
I think so. Just it's like, well, we put a Pacer in this, we got to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm not complaining about driving it. I picked it after all.
Right.
It's also rear drive, so you can do drifty. You can do driftiness.
Like that.
I mean, you could make a Pacer hot because you could drop in an AMC V8 pretty easily. Which that would be a lot of fun.
I think it must have been done.
Oh, it's been done plenty of times. If it's an American car, it's had a V8 in it at some point. And probably like 8 times out of 10, it's a Chevy LS V8. And 10 times out of 10, it's either an LS or a Chevy Small Block.
Man, I remember it must have been. Was there like a big ad campaign like years ago just about like V8 engines and just like how cool they were? Like, I feel like for the longest time there was some kind of like ad campaign where it's like, or maybe it was just like a joke. Maybe it was like a meme before memes were a thing. But it's just, I just have this memory in my head so strong about like V8 engines.
I mean, Chrysler had a series of ads a while back all about Hemi, and there'd be.
It was Hemi. Yeah. I'm thinking of Hemi, not V8. You're right.
Which I mean, they're talking about Hemi V8s.
Yeah, but yeah.
That thing got Hemi?
Yep. That's exactly. I got that mixed up with should have had a V8 or could have had a V8.
Could have had
whatever.
a V8. There is a Ford Mustang that I've seen around here, one of the more recent ones, and it's a Turbo 4, and it's modified, and the guy is clearly proud of it, and like his license plate says -4. I was like, okay, that's a good license plate. Like I respect that.
-4. Man, I saw a great license plate the other day, and I completely forgot what it was. Second place, not bad.
Yeah, I wish I'd done better. But, c'est la vie. I don't think I mentioned on the stream that a few weeks ago I pulled up behind a blue Ford Focus and it had a Sonic the Hedgehog sticker in the back window. And the license plate read, G2 go fast. It's like, that's amazing.
Oh, man.
And like,
that guy saw the Sonic movie a million times, for sure.
Oh, probably. I was like, that's commitment. Like, not only like did you get the license plate and the sticker, but you got a blue car.
Yeah.
The only thing was that he got the wrong Focus. He got just like a regular Focus, and it's like, dude, you need a blue Focus ST or a Focus RS,
yeah,
the one
RS.
that's actually fast.
Maybe it is well, not
because he's gotta go fast. Sanic. I heard that there is a Sanic callback in the movie.
yeah, I heard about that as well. That sounded really funny. All right.
Yeah, seeing this next to all these other cars, you get a better feel for how this was kind of a big hatchback.
Yeah, this thing looks like a boat compared to Shark Boy Lambo up here. I kind of like that just gigantic back window.
Yeah, it had huge windows.
Huge. I like that.
Also, weird fact about the Pacer, the doors are different lengths.
Oh. Oh.
The driver door is slightly shorter. At least I think that's the case. Okay, I guess I think I remember that. Yeah. The passenger one is.
That's why you don't take your eyes off the road, kids.
The passenger side is slightly longer, and that was to aid access to the rear seats.
Nice.
It's sort of like how the Hyundai Veloster has 3 doors, and it's got like one kind of long door on the driver's side, and you've got 2 doors on the passenger side, so that on the passenger side you can load people up from that side easily.
Good on split time here.
Get that irate pastry.
I literally could not be happier about the stream quality and latency today.
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah.
Kind of a shame that we don't have more people in the chat today.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Some people been saying, "Hey, fix it." For the last 2 weeks, we fixed it.
Come back!
Yeah.
Please!
Nah, that's okay. Fair enough. It would have been excruciating to watch, I get it. But hopefully we got it figured out now.
Yeah, it was tough watching the overpass stream.
Yeah.
And also watching me struggle with it.
Well, yeah. It's aggressively not for me. But glad I gave it a try. You know, my favorite one of those games that I thought, well, my favorite game that I thought wasn't going to be for me is WRC8. But in terms of like, it's kind of weird, like niche type games, I have fond memories of Mud Runner somehow.
Yeah.
I do like Mud Runner. That's like one of those weird ones, but
I think what kind of helped with that is, I don't know, there's something about that kind of. Actually, it might just be the fact that there wasn't like any kind of time limit on it. Like there wasn't any kind of timer or lapse, or like it was just get from here to there. That was it.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Like, go pick up these things and move them somewhere.
Yeah.
There was something about it that kind of made it clear that this was a slow-paced hobby.
Yes.
And like the second you're kind of like under the gun for like time or position, it's easy to like start rushing when that's actually hurting you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I just remember having fun picking up logs. But yeah, that's the weirdest one that I guess I didn't think I wasn't gonna like that. Like I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna like Overpass. But
I feel bad saying this, but I actually still haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
yeah, I mean,
admittedly watching the stream kind of soured me a little bit on it. I was like, oh, this is not looking good.
Yeah.
I mean, even knowing that it's not like your kind of game, and like I think slightly different approaches to some of the obstacles might have helped, but it was still kind of bad feeling that this is going to be one of those. It's just more frustrating than it is fun.
Totally.
Unless you're just like really into that kind of thing. Which there definitely are people that
100%.
are like totally into UTV, ATV, off-roading, really technical stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could see that almost being used as like just mental practice for like going out and and actually doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely thankful for the opportunity to get our hands on that though. But you know, different strokes for different folks, as they say. No game will ever be worse than Garfield Kart, though. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that's the worst game ever made, ever.
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of videos about really, really bad games.
No, man, Garfield kart is, I mean, it was so broken it was honestly unplayable. And it's like they were selling it for like money. Like it was offensive.
Have you ever heard of Big Rigs Over the Road Racing?
No, I haven't.
That has kind of become the new default internet choice of
Worst
game
ever.
of all time.
Wow, okay.
It is very literally broken in so many different ways. There's no collision detection on anything at all, period. You can drive straight through houses and more problematic bridges. So like there's footage out there. Basically, if there's a valley and there's a bridge and you're driving toward the bridge, you go right through the road and down through the gully and back up instead of actually going over the bridge. There's no collision detection. Also, you go much, much faster going backwards. And by much, much faster,
Wait,
I mean,
what? So that sounds like a game. Did they like deliberately make it to be like crap though for streamers?
I genuinely don't think so. Because it came out way before streaming was a thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it was actually sold as like one of those cheap like jewel case games that you'd find like at Target or something, like by the PC games.
Just my AMG, just my YAMG says. I think Lexus repeated this design when they came up with the RX 300.
Oh, kind of like round and bulbous and big windows.
Yeah, I love those big windows.
Big windows are underappreciated. Like, visibility is a nice thing. That's one of the things that, like, there are things that I don't like about a Forester, but one of the things I really like about a Forester is it has so much glass, and it's so easy to see out of it.
What vehicle was it? We had it here for like a while, like a year or two ago. Nissan Murano? Does that have like the worst visibility ever? Am I thinking of the right vehicle?
Great.
I like really hated that one, if it's the one I'm thinking of. I just felt like it was really difficult to see out of. Cruising on this one. This is a cool looking track too.
Yeah, this is one that does not exist in real life. It was made specifically for Forza.
Interesting.
Actually, that kind of reminds me of some other video game news that I wrote up today. Ford of Europe is teaming up with their esports team to design a car specifically for like video games and virtual reality.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, it's a little weird.
How?
So actually, first off, Ford has an esports team in Europe, and they have regional divisions. They've got them in Italy, Spain, England, France, and Germany. In Italy, so that's a thing.
Good for them.
They compete in all kinds of racing games. I think mainly because they're easy to have competitions in Gran Turismo Sport and Forza Motorsport. But they gathered up the captains from each of those different countries, and they're going to work with Ford of Europe designers to design a car. And they're also going to put out polls and surveys online on Twitter for other gamers and people to kind of voice their opinions. This week they're deciding what kind of car they're going to do, if it's going to be like a super grippy racetrack car, is it going to be a drift car, is it going to be a big mean off-roader, and like they'll just keep working from there, and they want to have it done like in a span of several months. They didn't say exactly how long, but I would assume under a year.
I'm just so confused about like the logistics of this. So Ford designs it, but like they would have to then give their design to the development teams of the games to implement them in the game.
Well, so it's only going to basically exist as like 3D designs from Ford for now, but their eventual goal is to have it in video games. So I mean, they're going to be in talks with like different developers about implementing it, which shouldn't be too big of an issue because Gran Turismo has actually done something like this for a while, the Vision Gran Turismo cars.
Yeah.
Where they've reached out to automakers and had them design a car exclusively for the game.
Totally. So it essentially would just be, I mean, they're just designing a concept car.
Pretty much. And
Okay.
that's why I was kind of like, I'm not entirely sure why it's so unique and important to have numbers. Because, like...
Yeah, I don't understand. I guess I really don't understand what the benefit.
I mean, I could see maybe some interesting possibilities if... I mean, it'll be interesting and cool no matter what because they're not restricted by any kind of, like, cost or practicality of, like, making a physical model.
Totally.
It's like, well... I mean, you got as many bits as you want, so... but I was kind of thinking maybe it could be interesting if, like... I don't know, for instance, like, I'm using cockpit view here, and sometimes, like, on a TV screen, it can be a little bit hard to see out if it's, like, a really dark enclosed car, and it's got, like, instruments that are hard to read, so maybe something with, like, really great visibility and, like, bright, bold, clear heads-up display kind of instruments. Or maybe just ignore all of that and be like, well, you're going to race with the bumper cam anyways, or from the outside, so who cares if you've got, like, glass area, just make it look as cool as we want.
Yeah.
So I think could be some interesting possibilities.
Make the A-frame see-through.
Yeah.
That'd be a weird one.
In Gran Turismo, boy, Chevy made the most ludicrous, and I mean ludicrous, Vision GT concept car. It was themed after those old Chaparral race cars, so it had like the white paint scheme with black numbers, like those old race cars. But it was powered by basically a laser. Like, basically it shot like a laser beam out the back that was so powerful that it, like, propels the car forward.
Stuff like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess I just hope they do. I guess I'm still kind of, like, I get it, but I still don't really get it, you know what I mean? It's like...
I feel like the connection to gamers is a bit...
unnecessary?
Yeah. Like, it seems superfluous.
Because it's like, what are they... In like, if you want to make this car go faster in this game, you just have to change a number in the code. Like, you know...
And the thing is that all the limitations on these vehicles are based on the vehicle in real life, so if you're just making something directly from virtual, it's like, well... I mean, you could just dial everything up to infinity.
Right. Totally. I mean, you could literally make it ignore physics.
Exactly.
Like, you could give it an anti-gravity engine.
Right.
Actually, it's 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So that is actually going to be the stream for today. Were you about to say something, though? Do you want to...
just like a couple other details on that crazy Chevy Chaparral thing. And so it's also got, like, this laser motor in the back. And it's got, like, these little fin things that, like, expand and contract to change the, like, as you're changing the throttle. So, like, if you go slower, it kind of closes up, so it's not, like, emitting as much.
That's awesome.
And the seating position is, like, on your belly with, like, your arms out, like, over towards, like, the wheels, and, like, your legs out towards, like, the back wheels, like, a crazy, like, splayed-out motorcycle. And it's the craziest thing ever, and I kind of love it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is cool. Well, I hope they can do something that cool. But anyways, thanks for watching today, everybody. That is going to be the stream for today. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern Time. We don't always do this driving game, but we always do some kind of driving and racing game. But this Thursday, I think we're going to keep it with the Forza Motorsport. So expect that this Thursday. But until then, check out our website for all the latest automotive news and reviews. You can also find us all over social media. We have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well, which some of you are watching on YouTube right now. Shout out just my yam. I'm sorry, it's just my AMG, but I just think that's really funny. But if you're not watching on YouTube, we do have a YouTube channel as well where we have lots of great content there as well. It's not all gaming stuff. In fact, the majority of it is not gaming stuff. We do all kinds of car reviews and travel all over the world and experience cool things, and we document all of that on our YouTube page. Please check that out and subscribe. If you've been watching this stream either on Twitch or on Mixer, and you've been enjoying it, please give us a follow there. That helps us out a lot. And if you're interested in Autoblog merch, you can check out our merch at redbubble.com/people/autoblog, or you can just search Autoblog on redbubble.com. I think that is all the plugs, but we will be back again on Thursday. Thanks again to Joel, our news editor here. And we will be back on Thursday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you then. Adios.